army, but then there are still, look, half of these soldiers that are on the street, homeless, that have, you know, came from the war, had psychological problems and didn't get any assistance. So what exactly are you celebrating?
We're talking about
it's
metaphor.
Not a celebration.
Metaphor. Metaphorical.
It is.
No,
Right?
no, it's
if
not
people come together,
metaphor.
No, that's not a celebration.
If people come together in any shape or form,
It's to
that
commemorate.
is a
It's not a
celebration.
No, it's
Commemoration, celebration,
No,
memorial.
it's
It's
not.
all the same thing. A
No.
funeral is still a
It's
celebration as well. A funeral is still a celebration.
It's a
funeral is a celebration of someone's life. So when you have a
Tragedy.
memorial, it's to remember them. Yeah. So it is a sort of celebration. Any people who gather together,
Shall I tell you what my
commemoration is? It's an acknowledgement that in a war, both sides suffer. Both sides, whether you are German, whether you are Russian, whether you're England, everybody suffers in war. It's a commemoration and it's a respect.
Alright, so people suffer in war. Why do we still go to war then?
For the tragedy of
Why
war.
don't we stop the suffering then?
I commemorate this suffering every time I get on the overground, because when a courageous member of the homeless fraternity walks along, right, and prepares to defy social stigma and
this is getting complicated.
asks.
I'm going to bring him back. Don't worry. He's gone AWOL.
Asks.
He's gone AWOL. I'll bring him back.
Asks for a little bit of voluntary social welfare. I reach deep into my welfareized pocket and I take out the amazing sum of 5 pence, sometimes 10, to show my generosity and my love for not just my nation, but humanity.
Graham,
This brave creature walks down the train. I salute them.
Graham, tell me about World War I and World War II, where we had soldiers from the Indian, they call them, I hate this word when they say Asian. What does it mean? Anyway, we're not going to go into that Asian or black or whatever. The soldiers from the Hindu soldiers, the soldiers from Pakistan, India,
Africa.
Well,
Carribean.
Shall I tell you the worst thing that I found out was that African soldiers were not allowed guns, they had wood.
Are you surprised by this? Why are people surprised by this? I don't understand. Black people have always been oppressed and we still are.
No, you've asked me a good question. Very good, I'll answer that. I was surprised about it because that's part of my journey. I mean, 20 years ago when I first... Now I'm not, but that's by hindsight I'm not surprised. So you'll see, I'm all, because you see, we're all, even as we're here, we're learning. We're learning together. We're learning together. So, you know, I mean, there are things that you could say that shock me, but that's also part of a learning. So I'm developing. You could say things that shock me, but we're learning and developing. Yes. So when somebody says, why doesn't that surprise you? Well, the why is it's a sort of judgmentalism, but put the why aside. Does that surprise you? Well, the first new knowledge is the surprise. I mean, for instance, the person who might have been very right wing volunteered to go to Iraq, Afghanistan, and fight for the royal family against these uncivilized people, Taliban, who let's give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, they thought they were against.
Wait a minute, what happened with Afghanistan again?
Now then.
Did they bring that one?
Now when they've been discharged and they were now homeless, right?
Okay, that's.
You see, you could say to them, why aren't you surprised that would happen to you? Well, you see, they are in a state of surprise, and many of them suffer from mental illness because of that.
PSD.
But the point is not. The point is not that.
We also get other things alongside this performance. This was the Green Rugby. Sketches, all from our point of view, from us as first and second and third generation. what is the legacy of the Windrush to us? What does it mean to us? So we're exploring that through. This is for the 8 to 16-year-old class that we teach at the St. Anne's Library every Saturday. You get all the details on here. But they perform what we call the festival plays. And there's going to be a best play, best actress, best actor, and best director. Okay? And we've got a young person that is grown up.
We're going to that Asian or black or whatever. The soldiers.
But he's done very well in the business. He's come back to be a judge. Okay, so that's a good thing about what we do. The young ones that are growing up have now come back to help the group. We also have just one really good to say, which we had Letitia Wright when she was young. We met her from the Black Panthers. And she was with us when she was in her young years. She's done about 5 to 6 years with us. When she started about 9, 10. And the time she left us, she went to ID Theatre, got some work in Casualty, and then she went on and passed her auditions, and now she's doing what she's doing. And she came back to Nigeria, came back and even come back to the class and work for the young people. So very, very good. So I don't want to take any more time. Thank you for the few minutes. Thank you, and have a good night.
Remember, every command at
Why doesn't that surprise you? Well, the why is a sort of judgmentalism, but the why does that surprise you? Well, the first new knowledge is surprise. I mean, for instance, the person very well.
We now have the open mic set. Okay, so what we have 4 participants. What's going to happen is we're going to call them up individually. Oh, okay. Anyway, you will see. There you go. Okay. Anyway, we've got 4 participants. Sorry. 4 participants, and they're going to do their own individual thing, and then you, the audience, will go back up, and then you will decide who wins the prize. Okay? Right? So first up, we've got Molly. Give up Molly, please.
Tell you experience I had in the Gambia, and it's something I believe we should all do, because I went there last year and I found it an amazing place. It needs a lot of work to develop, and it got some amazing history about it, because some of the slaves were taken from there, and we went to somewhere called what was it? Kunta Kinte Island, and it was named Kunta Kinte Island by one of the Jacksons when they went there and visited, because it was some European man called it his name. James Island, yes. And because I found it an amazing place and I loved it so much, I just thought I'd go back again this year. So this year I went back and I decided to take 14 people with me. And 14 people I took with me, none of them had been to Africa before. So that was amazing, because they were all in their 50s and 60s, and to think we've reached that age and we've never seen the motherland that our foreparents was taken from. And when they all went, they were amazed. It was so different to what they were expecting it to be. They just couldn't believe it was the way it was, because it was just, nothing like what I think they get told, because we get told that Africa is poor, got disease, it's got so much that you would love, and when you go there you feel a part of it. And we're always going to Europe, we go to France, Spain, and they're part of what has kept Africa and the Caribbean in the condition it's in. And, you know, I think it's great for us to visit Africa because we help our people, like what we're doing here today, helping the local people. So that's what inspired me to even go and, you know, spend our money. The people got our clothes made there, and that helped the economy.